Nothing we say is investment advice. Please pause on all 3 pages of this disclaimer and read it.
Good morning, everybody. Cowboy here, and it is Wednesday. It is 8:30 a.m. EST, and we're beginning the live show, and we're just going to take a quick look at Bitcoin here. Holding strong. You can see here that I did predict kind of a slow grind upwards. And then we had the Trump coin come out, the Melania coin come out. We had the inauguration where he did not mention anything about Bitcoin. People are buying, people are selling. But what we're getting is kind of an exaggerated version of what I thought would happen, right? Price kind of sticking to my prediction, but taking wider swerves around it. And that's okay. I don't mind that. It means that I, could be pretty confident. And like I said in the Sunday video, when I did make this prediction that we could see spikes up, we could see spikes down. It's a pretty crazy week. So, that is what it looks like. And let me go ahead and take a look at the algos here. I can tell you that Bitcoin is bullish, high time frame. It just has to deal with, what you deal with as you go into new territory, as you see price head into uncharted territory, all-time highs, things like that. You're going to get sell-offs. You're going to get some profit taking, especially in a bit of an uncertain environment, as we've been seeing due to, like I said, Trump coin coming out, Melania coin coming out, people selling their Bitcoin to get into Solana, to get into the Trump coin, things like that. And then, of course, like I said, during the inauguration, a lot of people were expecting the Donald to go ahead and say that there was going to be a Bitcoin reserve. And that didn't happen. And we're guessing that that's why there was such a big sell-off. On top of that, banks were closed that day. There wasn't a lot of liquidity that day in traditional finance. Now, there might have been a fair amount of liquidity in Bitcoin. It's another story altogether. So for the moment, we are seeing the bulls still in control. You're just going to see some pullbacks. And if there's any shocks at this time in the market, those pullbacks can be sharp, but short and sweet. And that's literally what we've been seeing. We're seeing pullbacks happen, and they're usually right back into the same zone within like a day, within even a few hours. So definitely happy with my prediction and how it's playing out so far, given everything that we've seen. So that's Bitcoin. Solana holding strong. That's just going to continue to do beautifully because of the environment, what's going on with, the memes and so on and so forth. Solana is going to remain strong. And as a matter of fact, there was some information that came out last night. And long story short, the crypto options traders over at Deribit, they all seem to think Solana is going to go to $400. That's their outlook here. I'll see if I can find that. It came from Ash Crypto, and Ash Crypto is a real solid outlet for all things crypto. Let me see if I can bring this up really quick. Let's see, Ash Crypto. And you got to be careful. There's actually somebody who is impersonating him. I've reported that person. So he did say just a few minutes ago, 250 million USDC just minted. Let me go ahead and zoom in so you all can read this. And there were more last night, actually. What does this say here? Okay, he says the Bitcoin reserve is coming. Court lifted OFAC sanctions on Tornado Cash. That's huge for privacy tokens. But where is the... Give me a second. It's here. So Ross Ulbricht also released. That's pretty big news. Again, follow Ash Crypto for some kind of big headlines in crypto. Ross held something like 180,000 Bitcoin. And long story short, the U.S. has been holding on to it for a long time. That's $18 billion worth. I don't know if Ross is going to see any of that. But here it is, 950 million, almost $1 billion in Circle minted in the last 10 hours. Now, this post was 7 hours ago, so that's about, almost 20 hours old. Also, a lot of crypto bought through the ETFs yesterday. There's Ross. Here he is. So he was freed. That's also pretty big. So what you're seeing right now are a lot of signs that, the next this coming administration will be crypto friendly. So a lot of big news coming out specifically regard to Bitcoin and crypto. I do think, back to the charts here, that Solana will break its all-time high in the next week or two. It's possible. It might take a little bit longer. That move up to 300 was very, very strong. and it might actually require a bit of a cool off, right? Now, we did see price come back down more or less to its prior consolidation. And the way these things tend to work, right, is that you have a buildup, a consolidation, price stays in a range. In this case, this blue rectangle had a high up here at about 220. I would like to see price come down there, but it doesn't necessarily have to, because price had already come up to that level in November. So in November, price did hit 260. So it's not really necessary for price to come back down and grab this 223 level in order to head further up. So according to the algos, Solana is strong, but just like Bitcoin, you might see some pullbacks that are quick and brutal. So that's what we're looking at for the moment on Bitcoin and Solana. Let's take a quick look at TradFi. We're going to take a look at the SP 500, long and strong. As I did predict, it's literally doing what I said it would do. It's going to continue up, and this is good for crypto as well. And I know we're not a crypto show per se, but everybody's watching crypto, so we do talk about it. Now, I did predict that it might pull back here, the SP 500, as it came to this prior resistance right here, right? But it has not done that so far, and it does not look like it will. It looks like it will continue up and grab all-time highs if it continues on this trajectory by the end of the week. But usually there's pullbacks, things don't go up in a straight line, and there tends to be news. And the USD, JPY, and the Bank of Japan are going to weigh in the next day or two, right? So let's take a look at the economic events and why that might be important. Because the Japanese yen is very, very integral to the entire world's economy, right? So today's Wednesday, not a lot of news coming out in the economic data area, but tomorrow, Thursday, tentatively scheduled, is the Bank of Japan policy rate. And they don't tell you when it's going to be, which is rather frustrating for those of us who want to either use news to trade or avoid news when we trade. So we just kind of have to wait for the BOJ to tell us when they feel like it. And they've been talking about hiking rates. They hiked back in August and June of last year. The August hike was a bit of a surprise, and the entire market did go down. I can show you that here. If we go back to August, there was a bit of a panic in the market. Actually, the hikes started before this, but the main surprise hike was right here in August. And this affected Bitcoin as well, and affected most markets. And as a matter of fact, the SP 500 came down about almost 10%. It was all like a 9% drop in the SP 500. That's billions and billions of dollars erased right there. So understand that the BOJ, if they get too hawkish, if they hike rates more than, we're expecting, then that might be pretty damaging to the overall picture. It might pull Bitcoin back down. But if they don't hike, or if they hike at a level that is expectable, then this may pull back as I've drawn. It might go a little higher first. It might pull back right at this all-time high, and the rest of the indices and crypto would follow suit. What would that look like for Bitcoin if that were to happen? Well, it probably would just, I'm guessing, pull back to about 100,000, right? So the BOJ announcement is set, we don't know exactly when, but tomorrow, the next day. So we might expect things to go a little sideways until then, if in fact there are rumblings that the BOJ is going to hike more than expected. So we just got to watch out for that. I wouldn't be doing anything in trading. I wouldn't be trading anything besides scalps the next couple of days. I wouldn't, if I were to swing trade, I would be out by, say, end of business today, because really Thursday starts for Japan, Wednesday night for people in the US, right? Due to the obviously being on the other side of the globe. So real thick session this morning, and I want to thank everybody for coming to watch us. We got a fair amount of people watching, and we do this Tuesday through Friday. I also put out a Sunday video, and we are adding a bunch of value coming up soon. So please pay attention, watch our shows. My predictions are dank. Most of the time, if my predictions are not correct, it's because of something unpredictable in the markets. And even then, they tend to be correct over time. So, none of this is investment advice, but the kind of information I'm getting is like gold, and I'm giving it away for free here. Not all of it, not most of it, but a little bit of it right here on YouTube. If you want the full treatment, come to algofactory.tech. We continue this show Tuesday through Friday for another hour or so, actually about 50 minutes. And people ask for charts. I do custom charting. Via the Guerilla comes in most days. gives us his information from on high. The Guerilla is extremely well connected, and he gets to give us information that is worth well more than $49.99 a month, which is what we're charging right now. But understand that's going up, and it's going up pretty soon. We're expecting to possibly double the price. Now, if you get in before that, you get to have that $49.99 grandfathered in, right? That's the thank you for trusting us early with your time and your money. But what we provide is worth gold, and we're charging too little for it, and we are going to raise the price. So come over to algofactory.tech, learn how to trade like a hedge fund pro, and before you go, remember and never forget.
Join us or die.